you don't need all the stuff, especially if you don't have the space. Listen, I know about the clutter, the too many toys. Once it's about all the toys for the kids because you want them to learn, you want to keep them entertained, you want them to be, I don't know, kind of occupied for a little bit, if that makes sense. Maybe it's just me, but I started to collect all of these toys, and cleanup was hectic, right? It took so much time to clean up, so much time to organize, so much time to figure out where this piece is, where this piece go, and all of that. So today I'm gonna be sharing some tips with you guys to kind of tame the mess, tame the chaos when it comes to toys and I guess things in your kids' rooms or whatever the case may be. Little FYI, I am not like a super organizer. I'm not an expert organizer, but I'm just sharing a tip as a mom for what has worked for me. If you're new here, I'm Shadiamond, homeschool mom to 6'4" and 20-month-old. So all of these tips are fresh and new because, you know, we're buying all of the things for our toddlers and all of that. And so I share weekly videos on homeschooling, on motherhood, and give tips and tricks here and there. So if you're interested in any of that, hit the subscribe button to join my tribe. As I was saying, we have all of these toys, right? We buy toys, we buy these books and all of that, and I don't think we really consider just how many things we already had at home. And then things hit differently for me this year, well last year, because, you know, as a content creator, brands send me so many free toys, and primarily the content that I post is educational, is activities and things of that nature. So I received so many toys and books for my children over the past year, and it's like, what do I do with this excess? Cleaning up was taking so much time. Like, I had a lot of toys in the girls' room, which was a disaster because it took them forever to clean their room. They were getting frustrated, they was asking for help and all of that, and it's like, what can I do differently? Cleaning their room should not take this long. There should not be so many pieces to the point where I want to throw stuff away. And I always have heard of this, but I started doing a thing called toy rotation, and that's pretty much when you are just only selecting a few toys to keep out and then putting the rest up in the closet or another room or whatever the case may be. It depends on your space. And so I started implementing the toy rotation. It's been a while now. It's been a while, and I was just utilizing the top of their closet to store the other toys, and every so often I would rotate them out, right? Instead of having all of their toys out and available to them, because believe it or not, kids will take out every single thing, and then when it's time to clean up, they don't want to do it. And so toy rotation could be something, if you want to go about doing it this way, if you have like a cute shelf organizer. When I initially got started with, like, you know, at home learning with Eliana and with Kazaya, I was using a 6 cube organizer, and I would only put like 6 toys out or 4 toys out, and then put one thing for books, and then the other shelf was for something else, right? And so I was making sure that every toy had a place to put back in and a place to where they know where it goes, right? And so as you collect more toys, as you buy more toys, it's like, where do I put it? Do I just store it over here? Do I just put it over there? Do I just find a spot here? And so that was that. Toy rotation is something I highly recommend. I only have a select amount of toys out at a time for your children. Put the rest up and then rotate the toys. If you start rotating your toys, it'll be like they have new toys all over again, right? Because they haven't played with it in a while, they probably haven't thought about it, whatever the case may be. So the second tip is going to be, find a good organization system, right? For me, I went to Target. I grabbed those clear little storage bins, and I recently came across this what is it called? Sliding bin organizer, y'all. I grabbed it for $20 at Bargain Hunt, and I'll insert a clip of what it looks like. And this has been one of the greatest things ever, okay? Because it's a sliding, the bins come out, I'm able to take one bin out, put it back up, y'all. It has been the best thing, right? Especially for my son, because believe it or not, it's like, how many toys should you have when you have multiple kids? I have a 6-year-old, I have a 4-year-old, I have a 1-year-old. They all play with different things. They're all targeting, and I want to target different things for them. Fine motor skills, learn this, learn that. And it's like, I need different toys for all of them, but there are some toys that all of them can use, right? So say for instance, magnetic tiles or blocks. All three of them can play with that, but it's like, how do I organize all of these things? And so I personally have this Shadiamond frame, and then I have these clear storage bins from Target. I just put their toys away. That's a part of my toy rotation, but figuring out how to organize toys when they're not in use is also a great idea, because yeah, we don't need to organize chaos. Yeah, my husband would come here and be like, what are y'all doing? Like, why is it a mess in here? And since we don't have a separate like playroom or like homeschool room, we primarily use our living room to do all of the learning, all of the playing, and all of that. And so I had to find a way to not only organize, but also make it neat and presentable. So if they are playing with things, it still looks well kept, right? And so my last tip is going to be downsize. Like, get rid of some of the tools that you're not using. And I'm speaking on that because that's what I'm doing today. Y'all, I have 5 toys inside me, brand new from brands that I just need to get rid of. Like, I don't need it. I just don't need it. Like, I'm over capacity right now. You only have one child, or you have children that have outgrown their toys and you don't have any use for them, donate them to someone else. I mean, donate them, give it away, sell them if they're in good condition. You don't need all this stuff, especially if you don't have the space. And I'm talking to myself. So that's that. And then just figure out a way to switch things out. So say for instance, if you are planning to buy something new, find one old thing that you can trade out for that, right? This when it comes to toys. Now when it comes to books, it's a little bit differently. Now y'all know I'm a big fan of early literacy. I want my children to be in the books. I want them reading. But it's like, can you have too many books? Or do you just need a bigger bookshelf? I don't know, y'all let me know what y'all think. So as far as the books, I have found that I don't have a big enough bookshelf to house all of their books. I have 2 separate bookshelves that where they can put, I have a bookshelf in their room, and then I have a bookshelf in our living area. And so I am housing those books. I also have books for my son that I'm pulling out, and like I have his books in like a little tote organizer. It's similar to a diaper organizer, and like I'm outgrowing that system. He's not able to see what books are in there unless I pull them out, and if he's dumping all the books out, that's another mess, right? And it's like, how do I contain the books? Do I rotate books as well? And so that's something that I'm working on, because I want to have him a small little station for learning, and then my girls station is already kind of like set up. They know what things are. We kind of have it worked out. My son is trying to eat bread. But yeah, so rotating. So for the books that your child have outgrown, give them away to someone else, family, someone who just had a toddler, include it as gifts if you're giving it to people. Bread, just wait 1 minute, okay? And then go about it like that. But I still believe that you can't have too many books. There are books that are good books, and there are books that are just fluff, right? So a lot of the books that I have for like babies that I'm getting in stores, it's a lot of fluff. So I'll probably give some of those books away for kids, you know, just because it'll help someone else get started. Like, I've been on this journey for 6 years now, so I know what I like, what I don't like, what can be useful, what I can keep in rotation and all of that. Y'all, the noise beside me are the toys that I'm gonna give away. The electronic toys, like, they gotta go. He has 2 toys on at the same time. But yeah, finding a system for your books as well. If you have a huge bookshelf, then you can easily organize. But my tips are primarily for small spaces, right? I'm going with the less is more approach, because when you have a small space and you have so many things, it takes a long time to clean up. And I feel like minimizing the amount of things that are available, like out and about. You can have things in your closet, you can have things put away, right, for different seasons. But in terms of like your everyday norm, the less you have out, the easier it is. Come here. Okay, so yeah, the less you have out, the easier it is to clean. You make sure everything has its own place. So I don't want this video to be super long, but I did want to come in here and share some tips, because I am definitely in the process of organizing today, cleaning up, putting things aside to give away to people, putting things aside to sell because they're in good condition and all of that. So if this video was helpful, let me know by liking this video and leave a comment if you want to. And as always, I'll see you guys in my next video.